The fight for gun rights in America just took a dramatic turn, and the news is bigger than anyone expected. Donald Trump Jr. has dropped a bombshell that could redefine how we battle the anti-gun establishment. In this video, we'll talk about exactly what he revealed, why it's so significant, and how can you join the fight to protect our Second Amendment freedoms at a time when they're under heavier attack than ever before. For decades, anti-gunners have tried to limit or even eradicate our right to keep and bear arms. But their latest strategy goes far beyond legislative proposals or media campaigns. As Donald Trump Jr. has boldly stated, these groups, including certain politicians, tech giants, and big bags, have taken their efforts to a whole new level. They're trying to choke off gun ownership by making it impossible for the industry and for everyday Americans to operate financially if they support the right to self-defense. Imagine waking up one day to discover your bank account has been closed, not because of fraud or late payments, but purely because you exercise your Second Amendment right. That's the reality many law-abiding citizens and small businesses in the gun sector are facing. Instead of openly banning guns, these powerful institutions are using financial blacklistings to silence and marginalize anyone who defends the right to bear arms. And don't think we're only fear-mongering. It's happening as we speak. And Donald Trump Jr. insists that the time to act is right now. What the guy exposed could change your perspective on this fight. He's not only uncovering how these anti-gun forces operate behind the scenes, but also shedding light on a forward-thinking solution, one that involves building a parallel economy where gun owners and manufacturers can thrive without living in fear that their banks or payment processors will betray them. Before we get into the details of that solution, if you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for more of these videos. We need every voice in this fight because the more people understand what's really happening, the harder it will be for anti-gun activists to damage the Second Amendment. Donald Trump Jr.'s statement is simple yet powerful. The battle for gun rights isn't just legislative, it's cultural, social, and most critically financial. We're already familiar with the cultural front. We've seen movies, TV shows, and social media campaigns that often demonize gun owners as if they're irresponsible or even violent by default. Meanwhile, politicians in certain states relentlessly push new restrictions that do little to stop actual crime but impose burdensome regulations on responsible gun owners. Now, however, the fight is expanding into banking, credit card processing, insurance, and every financial service you can imagine. The chilling truth is that many small gun shops as well as major firearms businesses have been denied lines of credit or lost access to basic banking services. At times, they never even see it coming. One day, they're fully operational, and the next day, they receive a curt message from a financial institution saying their business is no longer welcome. Trump Jr. revealed staggering incidents where even individuals, not just large companies, have been singled out for buying firearms. They've had personal credit cards canceled or mortgages denied, purely due to their association with guns. It's an underhanded tactic, but it's highly effective because it cuts people off from the basic financial tools they need to live and do business. After all, how can you sell firearms or shooting accessories if no bank is willing to process your payments? How can you expand a small gun shop if you can't secure a business loan? This is the harsh reality in today's financial climate, and it's exactly why Trump Jr. decided to sound the alarm. But he's not just here to complain, he's here to build. The plan, as he explained, centers on creating a parallel economy, a financial ecosystem that doesn't discriminate against pro-gun Americans. One key piece of that puzzle is Public Square, often referred to as PSQ, a platform designed to connect businesses that share pro-freedom, pro-American values with consumers looking to spend their money ethically. What started as a marketplace to help these businesses find each other has now blossomed into a wider network that includes financial services like Cordova, which offers buy now, pay later options specifically for firearms purchases. Essentially, this means you can finance a new firearm or accessory the same way you might finance a computer or a piece of furniture, without the usual terror of your transaction getting flagged or your account suddenly shut down. Donald Trump Jr. explained how such venture signals a revolution in how we protect gun rights, instead of constantly playing defense. Responding to every new piece of anti-gun legislation, he and his allies are proactively establishing an infrastructure that makes sure the gun community can't be economically strangled. Another monumental move involves Grab a Gun, an online retailer that's going public under the name CLBR, eventually rebranding as Pew. This is remarkable because it provides everyday Americans who might have only dreamed about influencing the gun industry an opportunity to invest directly in it. By purchasing stock, you not only support the company's growth, you also chip away the financial blockade the anti-gun lobby tries to erect around this industry. For many, this is a bold trailblazing approach that allows Second Amendment supporters to put their money where their mouths are. In addition, Trump Jr. points out that these ventures, such as CLBR's transformation into Pew, won't just be another online gun store. They plan to integrate user-friendly technology, streamlined shipping, and robust customer support to create an experience that rivals any mainstream e-commerce giant. The difference, however, is philosophical. Instead of caving to the demands of anti-gun financiers or big tech overlords, these companies promise to uphold a set of values rooted in the Constitution. By doing so, they can offer an inclusive, secure, and reliable space for all gun enthusiasts, be they seasoned collectors, first-time buyers, or sports shooters looking for the latest innovations. According to Trump Jr., this route is long overdue, and it holds enormous potential for individuals who have been sidelined by big banks. In a world where a single anti-gun executive can shut down the livelihood of a store owner, parallel economies empower people to come together under a shared set of principles. Think about the difference it could make if millions of gun owners across the country deliberately chose banking institutions, payment processors, or online markets that champion the right to keep and bear arms. The crowd of supporters is so large. Over 100 million Americans own firearms, that this collective financial power is huge. The anti-gun lobby may be loud and backed by certain corporate interests, but there's no question that a truly united Second Amendment community outnumbers them. Harnessing that strength is the key. But let's step back and consider how things got to this point. As Trump Jr. mentioned, the lesson from recent years is that not everyone who claims to support the Second Amendment is truly committed to the cause. We've seen politicians run on pro-gun platforms only to push for compromised legislation that does little more than hamper law-abiding citizens. We've witnessed flip-flopping among leaders who talk a big game about personal freedom, but who never seem to take a stand when the media begins demonizing gun owners. It became painfully clear, especially after 2016, that the pro-2A community needed to identify reliable allies. Loyal individuals who were not only vocal, but also capable of securing real wins on our behalf. Trump Jr.'s role has become identifying those who consistently put their words into action and ensuring they have the platform or position they need to make an impact. The result is a targeted political strategy that goes after anti-2A politicians just as aggressively as they go after us. From mounting legal challenges against overreaching gun regulations to lobbying for the appointment of pro-Second Amendment judges and officials, the new approach is about taking ground, not just defending it. The bottom line is that the community has grown tired of always playing catch-up. By building a robust pro-gun ecosystem, financially and politically, gun owners can finally stop just reacting and start dictating the terms of the fight. We're also seeing a cultural shift that many would have once deemed impossible, thanks to the efforts of people like Trump Jr. and countless grassroots activists. Talking about guns is no longer as taboo in certain circles as it used to be. Women, first-time buyers, and even individuals who once labeled themselves as politically left of center are realizing the importance of firearm ownership for self-defense. The COVID-19 lockdowns, civil unrest, and rising crime rates have all contributed to a seismic shift in how Americans view firearms. These newcomers to gun ownership are eager to learn, train, and become part of a community that genuinely believes in liberty. The more people who understand the responsibilities and freedom that come with gun ownership, the stronger the movement becomes. But it won't matter if financial institution can slam the door shut on the entire community unless we build alternatives. And that's why the parallel economy concept is so crucial. As it stands, the fact that an established figure like Donald Trump Jr. is openly advocating for this approach sends a powerful message. It signals to small gun shops, large firearm manufacturers, and everyday gun owners that they are not alone and that they can, in fact, do something about it. When you see the relentless censorship online or watch a bank brazenly refuse service to a shop that's done nothing but follow the law, it's easy to feel defeated. But Trump Jr.'s message is that the system we're facing can be countered by building a more resilient, inclusive system of our own. This is exactly we protect our heritage and ensure the future generations can enjoy the same freedom we do today. Now, you might be wondering, what can one person do to help? First, consider how you spend your money. If you believe in the Second Amendment, support companies that openly defend it. Look into investing in platforms like CLBR, which is merging to become Pew or Public Square, where your dollars go to forward fostering a more sustainable pro-2A marketplace. If you run a small business, especially one that sells anything related to firearms, explore partnerships with these alternative networks for processing payments and obtaining financing. The stronger these ecosystems become, the less the anti-gun establishment has to isolate and punish law-abiding Americans. Second, remember that your voice matters. Share this video and this information with fellow gun owners, friends, and family. The mainstream media generally isn't going to cover stories about how Americans are constructing a parallel economy to protect gun rights. It's up to independent voices and social platforms to spread the word. Talk about these issues at your local gun clubs, shooting ranges, or online forums. The more people who understand the problem and learn about the solutions, the closer we get to ensuring that gun rights remain intact for decades to come. Third, get involved politically. Whether it's voting in local elections where anti-gun policies can spring up, or supporting national candidates who have proven their loyalty to the Second Amendment, your participation is essential. Donate to campaigns that promise to protect your rights and hold them accountable. If they fail to keep their word, let others know so no one else is misled. Trump Jr. believes, and rightly so, that the Second Amendment community has the capacity to be a major political force. We simply need to unify around the core principle that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That principle transcends party lines, especially when the focus is on self-defense, personal freedom, and the right to resist tyranny in any form. Finally, practice your rights responsibly. We often hear about gun owners who never train and never learn the laws in their states. By training regularly and staying informed, you become a living example that pro-gun community is safety-oriented and serious about responsible ownership. The more knowledgeable and skilled we are, the harder it becomes for opponents to paint us as reckless or irresponsible. The overall reputation of the firearms community, the more our numbers can grow as new open-minded individuals see what responsible gun ownership truly looks like. And that's all for this video. If it was helpful in any way, please like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for more of these videos. Thanks for watching, and remember, the right to keep and bear arms belongs to every law-abiding American, and no one should have the power to take that away.